Hello Yogi, welcome to Yoga Strong. My name is Victoria, filming this class for Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness. If you'd like to support myself or the studio, you can do that online. You can go to support BYDF.com or you can Venmo Berkshire Yoga Dance Fitness. Today's class you'll need 2 blocks. We're going to use the blocks today to isolate certain muscle groups, to really start to think about some of the smaller muscle groups, some of the more subtle actions that we can take with our muscles to help us feel strong and feel correct alignment in every pose. So by using the block to squeeze between our legs or between our hands, we'll really turn on certain muscles, helping us to use them isometrically in the poses. So when you're ready, please join me. Set your blocks up for supported fish. So one block, the highest setting, or maybe the second highest, depending on how much back bending you can do. So one's going between your shoulder blades, the other one is to rest your head. So experiment here, set yourself up, and come down into your supported fish. So shoulder blades between the one block. I'm gonna go with that setting there. And the other one for the back of your head. I'm gonna go with the tallest setting there. And legs can be out long, feet can be on the floor, feet together, knees out, and then just arms draped down by your sides so you're feeling a nice passive back bend. And we'll begin class here. So taking a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale, letting it go through the mouth. Okay, 2 more just like that. Big inhale. Filling the lungs. Exhale. 1 more. Exhaling through the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Filling lungs, belly, diaphragm. Exhale. Good. Taking another inhale. Keeping the mouth closed, exhaling it through the nose. Starting to engage that ujjayi breath. That's like constriction of the back of the throat. And grounding here into this moment. Doing an internal scan, bringing your attention into the body. Noticing what there is to notice. Meeting yourself where you are for your practice today. A couple more breaths here. Grounding, settling, feeling. Good, and starting to make your way out of this pose. You can either roll over onto one side, coming off of the blocks. Good. Feel around, find those blocks, set them aside off of your mat. Anywhere for now is fine, but they'll end up at the top of the mat. But just coming flat onto your back, giving your knees a hug into the chest. Maybe a little roll of that low back. Releasing that left leg out long, keeping that right knee hugged in. Let it drop out to the side a little so you can hug it in a little deeper. And taking that right knee, guiding across your midline over to the left. We'll find a little twist here. So using that left hand with that right knee, your right hand comes out into a T. Feeling heavy through the shoulders, relax through the jaw. Just easing our way into this practice, no rush. Breathing. Good, one more breath here. Good, releasing that right knee, drawing it back across the midline, giving it one more little hug in. And switching, reaching the right leg out long, taking the left knee into the chest, letting it drop open to the left so you can hug it in tighter. Keeping that right leg active, pressing down through that right heel. Guiding that left knee across the body over to the right. Left hand comes out to a T. Maybe that right hand gives you a little more leverage on the top of that left knee. Breathing. When we think about strengthening our muscles, we often forget that about all the little tiny muscles, about all these muscles that stabilize us, that we don't see, that don't, show their tonedness. And we aim in this yoga practice to strengthen every muscle equally. So we are overall, our whole body is strong. We're not just recruiting the biggest muscles to do all the work, we're recruiting all of the muscles to share the work. So taking that left knee, guiding it back across, giving it one more little hug in. Reaching that leg out long, reaching the arms up overhead, taking a nice big stretch. Reaching through the fingers, through the toes, like you just woke up. Nice big stretch. Good. Releasing that, hugging the knees back into the chest, and working up a little rock and roll back and forth. So you finally come up to a seat. And taking the ankles, crossing them, rolling over onto your knees. Adjusting yourself back on your mat and finding yourself in your tabletop position. So we'll just take some hip circles here. So shifting the hips over to the right, back towards the ankles, over to the left, dropping them down to the front. Just taking these nice, big, juicy hip circles, pausing in any sticky spots, reversing direction. Maybe bending into the elbows, shifting the torso side to side. So we're really just warming up the whole spine as well as the hips. Don't forget to breathe. Good, maybe we bring a little cat and cow motion into here. So we're kind of working in all directions. Good, pausing the hips. We'll just take some cats and cows. So inhaling, lifting the heart, pulling that frame of the chest through the arms. And exhaling, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, pushing the hands away. Good, inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Good, sitting back towards the heels, finding a child's pose. Knees can come out a little wider. Dropping the hands down, dropping the frame of the torso down towards the floor. Maybe rolling the forehead side to side. Good, let's grab a hold of our blocks, set them shoulders width out in front of you. Hands come to the top of each block and reach them out as far as you can go. And then finding another child's pose, dropping the head, either cheek or forehead. And breathing. Good. Start to shimmy those blocks in closer. I'm going to take our elbows to the blocks. Palms come together and drop that back down. Finding a little extra stretch in the shoulders here. Bending the thumbs towards the back of the neck. Maybe shimmying the elbows out a little further. And maybe working the hands back and forth. And then fall towards the mat, taking them back towards the neck. Pausing in any sticky spots. A couple more breaths here. Okay, releasing the hands. Grabbing the blocks and coming up. We're going to set up for some deficit push-ups again. So taking the blocks middle width, not tallest, not lowest, middle. Setting them up, shoulders distance, coming into a tabletop. Reach a little wide, actually you want a little wider than shoulders width because you want to be able to fit the frame of your chest through. So do a little test here, make sure you're set up. And then reach both feet back, finding your high plank. Good, pressing down through the hands, rounding through that upper spine. Let's go for 5 push-ups here. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Knees down is always an option. Yeah, everybody set your knees down, sit back. Quick little child's pose, keeping the hands right where they are. Good, coming right back. We'll go for another round. So either knees or feet. We'll take it for 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe, 1. Good work. Set the knees down, sit back, quick child's pose, drop the blocks down to the lowest setting, reach the arms out. Okay, coming back up, leaving the blocks on the lowest setting. Our shoulders are going to end up on the blocks. We're going to do a no-handed plank. So again, make sure your blocks are able to support your shoulders. And then setting yourself up in a high plank, reach the feet back and lower yourself down. Lower the shoulders onto the blocks. You might have to reconnoiter. And then once your shoulders are resting on the blocks, swim the arms back, palms face down. Engage that core. Driving out through the heels, pushing down through the front of the shoulders. We're here for 3 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Swing the arms back forward, hands find the blocks. Push yourself back up to high plank. And we'll do some knee dips here. So nice and round through that upper back. We'll drop one knee, drop the other, back and forth. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop both knees. And sit back. One more child's pose. Hands on blocks or to the floor. Good. Coming back up to all fours. Taking the blocks, setting them to each side of the top of your mat. Cross your ankles, roll over your ankles. Sit back on your bum. Feet come out flat to the ground. And then grab one of your blocks. Take it to between your thighs. Skinniest setting, most likely. Yeah, take it in the skinniest setting. Block between your thighs. You don't want it sticking out towards your chest. You want it sticking out to the back of your legs. And so from here, we're gonna try to make it up onto our feet. So you might need to get a little rock and roll going a couple times. See if you can make it up to your feet. Yes, good job. From here, right into chair pose. So keep squeezing that block between the thighs. Think about rotating the inner thighs to the back of the room, right? And keep squeezing that block together. Arms can be up, palms at heart center. Weight is in the heels. Keep squeezing that block. Thinking about the tilt of that pelvis. We're not sticking it way out. We're not dumping through the belly, right? We're knitting the ribs together, pulling the pelvis to the chin. Keep squeezing that block. Good, one more big inhale. And the exhale, fold. Good, hang out here for a minute. Knees can be bent a little or a lot. Still squeezing that block, right? Thighs squeezing together. You'll hear me cue that a lot. This isometric action really turns on the whole inner groin, the mula bandha, contraction of the pelvic floor, that connection between the lower body and the torso, right? So just hang out here, shake the head, yes and no. You're still slightly squeezing that block, right? You're not letting that go. Good, from here, find your halfway lift. Nice flat back. Really stick those sits bones out. Squeezing that block. Good, pause here, think cow. Arching of the back. Shoulder blades down out of your ears. Lightly squeezing together. Breathing. Good, one more inhale here. Exhale, drop the hips, lift the arms, find your chair once again. Good, breathe. Good, keep squeezing that block. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, straighten the knees, take the hands to the ground. We're gonna hop back to a high plank, keeping that block right where it is. Good, from here we're gonna lower down through our chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Pausing here. And just moving through the frame of the arms, tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Thighs squeezing that block. Good, one more big inhale. And exhale, lift the hips up. Come back to your down dog. Beautiful. Okay, so pause here. Finding the breath. Finding your good alignment. Take a look at the fingers. Make sure your index fingers are pointed at 12 o'clock. The weight slightly more in the index finger and the thumb. Triceps are looping under. Biceps forward. Nice long spine. Still squeezing that block. Hips are lifted. Good, breathing. Good, next inhale, come up high into the toes. Exhale, bend deep into the knees. Peek forward. Exhale, bring it forward into that high plank. Exhale, come right back. Okay, we'll go for 3 more of those. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bend. 2 more, inhale, forward. Exhale, hips back. Good, 1 more, inhale, forward. Exhale, hips back. Lift the hips, down dog. Good. Take the hands, walk them back to meet the feet, back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the hands, drop the hips, chair. Exhale, stand it up, Tadasana. Good. If you're shimmy to the front of the mat, keeping that block right where it is. Finding your Tadasana pose, grounding down through the feet, feeling every nook and cranny of the foot that touches the mat, feeling through each toe, big toe mound, little toe mound, outside of the foot, back of the heel, front of the heel. Those inner thighs are still looping backwards. They're still squeezing that block, holding it in place. Adjust it if you need to. Good. Tailbone reaching towards the floor. Crown of the head reaching tall. Breathing. Good, let's do that a couple more times. Starting at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms, drop the hips, chair. Hold here. Keep squeezing that block together, thinking about the tilt of the pelvis, knitting the ribs, pelvis to chin. Breathing. Can you drop the hips a little lower, weight in the heels. Squeeze that block. Good, inhale. Exhale, release and fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, jump back, high plank. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Good, 3 breaths here. Remembering the fingers, triceps back, biceps forward. Squeezing that block. Good. Next inhale brings us high into the toes. Exhale, bend deep into the knees. Here we go for our squat thrusts. Come forward, high plank. Exhale, back. Forward, high plank. Exhale, back. Good, 2 more. Forward, back. Forward, and back. Good, with the hips, down dog. Good, inhale, come up high into the toes once again. Exhale, bend deep into the knees. Look forward, we're gonna hop it to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms, drop the hips, chair. And exhale, stand it up. Good work. All right, so now we got that feeling of what it means to squeeze the thighs together, right? Let's get rid of that block. Set it at the top of the mat, and we'll go for 2 rounds without the block. Noticing the difference, feeling what there is to feel, seeing if we can keep that thigh squeezing action without the block there. So finding our Tadasana at the top of the mat, opening to grace, finding stillness. Here we go with a big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop the hips, chair. That isometric squeeze of the thighs together. Weight into the heels. Pulling that pelvis to the chin. If your toes aren't touching, take them together. Heels can be slightly apart. Squeeze the knees together, squeeze the thighs together. Good, can you sit a little lower? Really working into this pose here. The shoulders are getting tired, hands can come to heart center. We're focusing more on the lower body, the connection to the torso. That pelvic floor lock, pulling it up. Good, one more big inhale. Exhale, release and fold. Good, plant the hands. Jump back to high plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift the hips. Down dog. Good, inhale, come up high into the toes. Exhale, bend deep into the knees. Here we go for our thrusts. Forward, high plank. And back. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Lift the hips. Down dog. Good. Once again, inhale, come up high into the toes. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward. Float or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms, up the hips, chair. And exhale, stand it up. Awesome. So, did you notice the difference? I hope I did. So just taking a moment here in your Tadasana, finding stillness, plugging back in with the feet, grounding, noticing the energy, the heat, your heart rate elevated. Good. So let's grab another block. Now we're going to work with the block in the arms. So feet are hips distance. You're squeezing the block, holding it flat between your hands alongside. Take it up overhead. So this is some handstand prep, only right side up, right? We're going to pretend like we're doing a handstand. So we want to elongate through the side bodies, reaching the hands up, squeezing that block between the palms. Breathing, lengthening out through the shoulders, right? This is the one time where you want your shoulders up by your ears. Can you peek up at the block? Try to keep the body in one nice long line. Remember that tucking of the pelvis to the chin, ribs knit in. Driving energy down through the heels, up through the palms, up through the fingers. Good, let's drop that block down behind us. Our elbows are going to stay right where they are. We don't want to let them flap out to the side. We're going to keep them nice and tight, squeezing together. We're just going to drop that block back behind our head and squeeze it as we come up. Good, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. As we go down, just keep squeezing it back up. Good, down, keep the elbows in and up. Go for 5 more. Down, squeeze, 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 in, draw the elbows, the shoulders up. Good. Here we go, that's 4, 3, right? This is hard. Just that isometric squeeze. 2, engages all those muscles. 1, whew, good. Drop the block down. Breathe. Take the block in one hand, shake out the arms, shake out the neck, the head, flutter the lips. Good, let that go. Let's go for one more round of those. Squeezing the block between the palms, lift the arms up. Pelvis to chin, ribs are engaged, reaching long through the hands, driving energy down through the heels. Thighs are still squeezing together, right? Inner thighs looping towards the back to get that connection, legs connecting to the core. Mula Bandha, right? Pulling that pelvic floor up to your belly button. Good. Squeezing that block, lifting through the fingers. Can you gaze up at the block? Big inhale and exhale. We're going to drop it back. Elbows squeeze in, palms squeeze together. Up for 5, 4, squeeze. 2, last one, squeeze. Good. Drop it down, shake it out. Roll up the neck, release that. Awesome work. So let's keep going with the block in the hand. Come into our chair pose. You know what, let's use both blocks this time. So taking one block back between the thighs, sticking out behind you. Other block, long way between your palms. Let's find our chair here. So squeezing thighs together, palms together, everything working in unison. Sit the hips back, lift the arms up. Good here. Reaching long through the fingertips, weight in the heels, squeezing the thighs, squeezing the palms, sitting down. Good. Pelvis to chin, ribs knit. Can you drop down a little further? Breathing. Lift those arms up. Good. Hold here. You can do this. The pose is just beginning when you want to get out, right? Use your breath. Shaking is good. Good. One more big inhale. Exhale. Release that block. Fold. Good. Inhale. Take it up halfway. Hands to shins. Exhale. Plant the hands. Separate jump back. High plank. Good. Lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. We'll do our 5 lunge forwards. So inhale, come up high into the toes. Exhale, bend deep into the knees. Forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit it back. Set the knees down. Good. From here, you're going to cross the ankles. Roll over. Move that block. Sit on the butt. Take the feet out in front of you. Adjust yourself back in the middle of the mat. Set one block aside. Grab a hold of the other one. Good. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So take it down. Taking the block in your right hand, you're going to place it on the inside of that left knee. Now, with that right elbow, you're going to come and meet that block on the other side. So you're squeezing the block in place, holding it there between your elbow and the inside of your left knee. Right? So we're in a twist. So now, take that right leg out long. Shoulders are up off the ground. We're going to do some leg lifts. That right leg. So up, exhale down. Inhale up, down. We'll go for 10, 9, 8. Keep squeezing that block. 7, 6, 5. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 4. Use that breath. Breathe through your mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, out. Get rid of that heat. For the last count. 2, 1. Nice. Release the block. Release the shoulders. Bring everything down to the mat. All right. Set up other side. Take that block to the inside of the right knee. Left elbow comes up, meets it, squeezes it there. Right? So our upper body is twisted to the right side. Both of our shoulders are up off the ground. We'll lift that left leg up off the ground. And here we go. We got 10, 9, moving slowly, purposely, 8. Keep squeezing that block between the elbows, elbow and the knee, 7, 6, breathe, 5, keep the shoulders up off the ground, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release everything down. Whew. Good. Take a moment. Take that right hand to your heart, left hand to the belly. Feeling the breath. Fill your lungs, your belly. Exhaling, settling, releasing. Big inhale. Big exhale through the mouth. One more just like that. Feeling everything expand. Exhale, feeling everything soften. So from here, make our way back upright, back into a down dog. So whatever way you want to get there, I'll meet you there. Maybe hugging the knees in, rocking up, setting the hands, jumping back through a high plank, back to down dog maybe, or just simply stepping, walking back. So once you're in down dog, noticing your nice alignment, noticing that squeeze of the inner thighs, biceps forward, triceps back, breathing. Good. From here, take that right leg up behind you, finding your three-legged dog. Exhale, open up the hips, letting that right foot drop behind you. Keep pressing through that right hand. Good. Inhale, square the hips back off. Exhale, draw that right knee into your chest, pausing here. Good. From here, we're going to flip it over into a wild thing. So right leg comes behind, setting that right foot down, drop the hips, take the arm around, swinging the hips up, swinging the right arm back, lifting through the hips, through the heart, finding your back bend. And exhale, dropping the hips back down, right hand comes to the mat, right knee back into the chest. Inhale it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, finding your low lunge. Pausing here, left knee can either come down or stay up. We'll find a twist, so left arm plants, right arm reaches up. Lengthening out through the crown of the head, driving through that back left heel. Twisting the heart open to the right, breathing. Good, one more big inhale here. Exhale, take that left arm down, bring it to the inside of that right foot. Heel toe that left foot out to the left edge of the mat. And taking that left knee down if it isn't already. And taking that right knee to the right hand, coming to the outside of that right foot, Find a little hip opener here. So really dropping, letting go of that left hip. Good, here for one more breath. And exhale, drawing that right knee back in, heel toeing it back. Taking that right hand back to the mat, tucking those left toes under. Picking that left knee up. Inhale, takes that right leg back up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, set that right leg down. Good, taking that on the other side. Inhale, that left leg up. Exhale, open up. That left hip, left foot drops behind you. Good, breathing. Good, inhale, square the hips back off. Exhale, bring that left knee to nose. Making sure there's no blocks in your way. You're going to take it over. It's a wild thing. So taking the weight into your right hand. Left hand finds the floor behind you, dropping the hips. Then that left arm will swing around, lifting the hips, finding that back bend, pushing through the feet. Good. Exhale, drop the hips back down. Left hand finds the floor. Left knee into chest. Good. Inhale it back up. Exhale, step it through. Good. Taking that right knee down or staying up. Right hand comes right under your nose, finding that twist. The left arm comes up. You're going to think about squeezing the thighs together, driving energy through that back right heel, opening the heart to the left, breathing. One more big inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Left foot, heel toes out, come to the outside of that left foot. Drop that right hip down. Good, maybe that left hand comes to the inside of the left knee. Maybe that right knee comes all the way down. Breathing, finding a nice stretch through that outer left hip. One more big inhale. Exhale. Lift that right knee up off the ground. Heel toe that left foot back in. Finding both hands planted on the ground. Inhale. Take that left leg back and up. Exhale. Set it down. Good. Drop the knees. Sit back on the feet. Good. Pause for a moment here. Hands in lap, sitting up nice and tall. Checking back in. Taking note of the length of the inhale and the exhale. Trying to match the duration. Whether it's a count of 4, 6, whatever it is. A couple more rounds of breath, just like this. Moving into the more passive part of the practice. Making your way onto your back, so crossing the ankles, sitting back on your bum, scooching your way back to your back. Have your blocks within arm's reach before you come down. And we'll do final little work with the blocks. So taking one, inserting it back between the thighs, this time making the extra part stick out towards the front. Taking the other block between the palms, once again, the long side. And do a little more ab work here, a little more handstand prep. So drawing the shins up to parallel to the floor. Taking the hands behind the head, squeezing that block, squeezing each block, squeezing the thighs, squeezing the palms. Good. Can you lift the feet up straight like you're standing on the ceiling? Arms reaching long out through the fingertips. Good. Reach them back up. Good. We're going to lower everything down together and bring it back up together. So here we go. Lowering it down, squeezing. Exhale. Bring it back up. Good. We'll go again down. Exhale. Good. Let's go for 7 more. 7. You got this. 6. This is it. This is the last of the work. Burn it out. 6. That was 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Set the blocks aside. Drop the feet. Take the hands next to the hips. Scooching the shoulders underneath your back. We'll take 3 final back bends. Last one. We'll take it down a notch. We'll take a supported bridge. So 2 bridges, 1 supported bridge. So setting the feet up, hips distance, pressing down through each part of the foot, lifting the hips up, scooching those shoulders underneath the back, finding your hand position. Maybe it's fingers interlocked underneath your back, coming up higher onto the shoulders, pressing through the back of the head, getting some traction through the neck. Knees tracking toward the midline like you're squeezing that block together. Heels dragging underneath you. You lift the hips up a little higher. Breathing. Good. One more big inhale. Exhale. Lower it down. Releasing. Good. Take that one more time. So resetting if you need to. Here we go, pressing down through the feet, pick those hips up. Hands, your preference. Feeling heavy through the head. Slight engagement of the glutes, dragging those heels underneath you. Lifting those hips up towards the sky. Good, one more big inhale. And exhale, gently lowering it back down. Good. We'll take our final supported bridge. So grabbing that block, any height that you'd like, insert it under the sacrum, a nice flat part, the low back. Take the hands out by the sides, and just feeling yourself melt onto that block. Sweet release. Starting to let go of the breath. Taking whatever inhales and exhales feel right. here for about 5 more breaths. If this is getting stale, feel free to remove that block. Moving towards Shavasana. And gently, wherever you are, draw the knees into the chest. Reach the feet up towards the ceiling, taking a little inversion. Reversing the flow of energy. Draining the lymphatic system. Draw the knees back into the chest, placing the toes back on the mat. If you're still on that block with the hips up, get it out of there. And taking any final poses that your body's asking for. Maybe a twist, maybe a happy baby. And finding whatever shape it is that feels good in your body for Shavasana. Maybe feet together, knees out wide, maybe supporting those knees with those blocks. Again, adjusting the shoulders, tucking them under your chest. Yeah. Letting any noises go. And just taking this time to find stillness. Whatever thoughts come to mind, simply acknowledge them and let them go. There's no need to hold on to them right now. And please feel free to stay here for another 5, 7 minutes, maybe longer if you have the time. And thank you for sharing your practice with me today, following along, recruiting those little muscles. And I'll see you next time. Say namaste.